Good day. My name is Jorben Antonio and we will talk about the economics news. So what are the main agenda for this topic? So we will talk about the economics, global inflation trends, global energy prices and supply issues, labor markets and employment trends, and an our conclusion. So what is economics? Economics, it explores the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, and how these processes are influenced by factors such as supply and demand, pricing and market structures. Economics is generally divided in two branches. The one is microeconomics, which focuses on individual and business decision making, and the last one is microeconomics, which looks at the economy as whole, including national output, inflation, and unemployment. So, what are the microeconomics? Microeconomics is the branch of economics that focuses on the behavior and decision making of individual economic agents, such as households, firms, and governments. It looks how these entities make choices regarding the allocation of scarce resources and how their decision affect the supply and demand for goods and services, as well as prices and quantities in specific markets. So it included the supply and demand, price elasticity, consumers producers surplus, opportunity costs, market structures, and production costs. So the first article we talk about is the global inflation trends. So has been a major focus for many economies. While inflation rate have generally slowed down in some major economies like in the US and the Eurozone, it remained elevated in many developing nations. Central banks have continued to adjust interest rates to manage inflation, but there's growing concern over the longer term impact on economic growth. Connect this in microeconomics. US economy, the Federal Reserve's rates hikes over the past years seem to have brought inflation under control, but inflation remains above the target level. Economic growth has slowed and there are discussions about possible recession in 2025, with growth forecasting with being revised down. The Eurozone, the European Central Bank, or for short is ECB, has been similarly active in raising interest rates. Though inflation in the euro area has eased in recent months, growth in the region remains sluggish, with energy prices and geopolitical tensions contributing economic uncertainty. So, in demand pull inflation in the US and Eurozone, the economy has been strong consumer demand, even as inflation has moderated somewhat. However, inflation remained high because the demand in sector like housing, services, and consumers. Goods still outstrips supply. So, for example, even though inflation has slowed down in the US, demand for housing fueled by low interest rates in previous years continues to keep home prices elevated, which feeds into the broader inflation picture. So for the supply side shocks or the cost push inflation, the cost push inflation occurs when the cost of production rise due to factors like higher raw material costs, wages, or energy prices. If businesses face higher costs, they often pass this cost on to consumers in the form of higher prices. In the case of global energy prices and geopolitical tension, the cost of energy has surged. This increased energy costs increased production costs for nearly all sectors, especially industries like manufacturing, uh, transport, and food production, leading to widespread price hikes. For example, the European Central Bank, or for short ECB, has raised interest rates in an effort to tame inflation. However, the inflation remains stubbornly high due to rising energy prices and supply chain disruption, showing the power of supply side factors in driving inflation. So the price elasticity of demand inflation inelastic goods are goods for which demand does not change much when prices rise. In both in the US and the Eurozone, inelastic good like food and energy have seen substantial to price increase. Yet demand has remained relatively stable because these are the essential goods. As inflation rises, consumers are likely to reduce their consumption of this product even at higher prices. For example, the energy prices, which are major component of inflation in both regions and have shown inelastic demand. Even with rising costs due to supply disruption, consumers still need energy, leading to the higher prices, elastic goods. So, elastic goods, on the other hand, experience a significant drop in demand when prices rise. These are typically non-essential or luxury items. As inflation persists, consumers might reduce their consumption of more elastic goods such as luxury cars, high-end electronics, and discretionary services. This can slow down demand in certain sectors and may contribute to overall slowing economic growth. So, for example, in both in the US and Eurozone, as inflation raises costs across the board, consumer may be less likely to spend or on ticket high ticket items or luxuries, which has implication for business in these sectors. So the next we will talk about news article is secondly is the global energy price and supply issues. Energy market have remained volatile, driven by geopolitical factors, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, and fluctuating demand patterns. While prices have come down from their heights in 2022, they remain elevated compared to historical standard, contributing to inflationary pressure in many parts of the world. So, the oil and gas, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, or for short is OPEC, has been controlling production levels to stabilize prices, but there are concerns over supply shortage if geopolitical tension escalate further, especially in the Middle East. So the renewable energy investment in renewable energy is continuing to rise, spurred by government insensitive and growing urgency around climate change. This is affecting energy policy and shifting investment away from fossil fuels. So in microeconomic, global energy prices and supply issue directly affect the supply side of markets. When energy prices rise due to factor like geopolitical tension or supply shortage, the cost of production for business increases, leading to cost push inflation. Companies may be passed this higher costs onto consumer in the form of higher prices for goods and services, meaning that even price rise, consumers still need energy, leading to continued demand despite higher costs. These dynamics confluence the pricing and availability of goods across various markets. So, lastly, we talk about the news article. Third is labor market and employment trends. So, labor market have been tight in many advanced economies, leading to wage inflation and labor shortage. This has driven the interest in automation and AI tools to fill gaps. However, this is also increasing focus on the labor rights and the gig economy. So the US job market, unemployment is a historic loss in US, but wage growth is also slowing, suggesting that the labor market may be cooling. So the global workforce trends, many countries are facing aging population and declining workforce participation, which has long-term implication for economic growth. Immigration policy and automation are being discussed as solution. In microeconomics, labor markets and employment trends impact the supply and demand for labor. When there are labor shortage, wages tends to rise, which can lead to wage inflation. This affects business cost of production, which may be passed on to consumers as higher prices, contributing to cost push inflation. Additionally, if wages rise faster than productivity, it can reduce the price elasticity of labor, Businesses may struggle to maintain profitability, leading to change in hiring practicing or increased automation. Trends like aging population or declining workforce participation can also influence labor supply and demand, further affecting market dynamics. So, our conclusion for this, all of this is, in conclusion, economics examine the process of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, influenced by factors such as supply and demand, pricing, and market structures. Microeconomics focuses on individual decision making by household, businesses, and government, while the microeconomics looks at broader economic factors like national output and inflation. The current global inflation trends highlight the challenge faced by economics worldwide, particularly in managing demand pull and cost push inflation. Rising energy prices, geopolitical tension, and labor market shifts are contributing inflationary pressures, with central banks adjusting interest rates to balance growth and inflation control. This economic dynamic demonstrates the complex interaction between supply and demand, price elasticity, and external shocks affecting both in local and global market. So that's for all. Thank you.